It's happening. Oh man, the Twisty takeover of BDC Live is happening. You're a part of the second longest episodic content from BDC, soon to be the longest after we take over what we did for Monday Mondays. Welcome to BDC Live, guys. I'm wearing my mirror, you know what shirt? Wait, I don't know if you can get that in there. We got Pat Kimball on as producer, man.
Let's go.
How was your Valentine's? Happy Single Awareness Day, first of all, and that's why we're talking about relationships. How was your Valentine's Day? How long you guys been married, you and Jen?
What, 8.5 years now already?
You better get that right?
Yeah, actually, we're weird. We don't really care much about Valentine's Day. We just give our daughter a bunch of cool stuff.
What did you guys? You didn't do anything then?
Nothing special.
Yeah,
we did something Sunday to avoid the busyness. But
how'd your Super Bowl bets go on Sunday?
You know what? Pretty good, because I rode with Shawn Dill. I feel bad for Jamesy and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Obviously we were pulling for them, and I bet on the Chiefs so that the Eagles would win. That didn't work. Usually that's how it works, but made a little cheddar. I don't know if I did as well as you.
I made some money on my octopus. I was riding that 2-pointer and a touchdown. Thank you, Jalen Hurts. You
good play,
yeah. $700 on $50 is I'll always take that every day. That's a good ROI.
Hey, so that's a W. A win is a win.
So we're talking about, first of all, this is the launch today of Become the Authority challenge, which is going to be a comprehensive day by day for 5 days strategic breakdown with Shawn and Lacey. If you guys don't have the link, I think Pat threw it in the comments. You can look on my page. You can look in Black Diamond Club, check your emails. We had droves coming in all day of this, and we'll share with you on the backside of who we've been working with, some pretty big name players that built this funnel and challenge alongside with us, and very exciting day. But want to let you know that if you got to jump on this, if you're a part of the last 5 moves, you know that 5 days with Shawn and Lacey can make huge dramatic impact in your life, in your business. So you got to get on that. So hit up that link there. We also, just house cleaning notes, we're going to be coming up on, we're about 5.5 weeks away from sales. 5 weeks now.
Coming up quick.
Coming up 5 weeks to Sales Matters. Super stoked, dude. How big is it that we got the founder of StockX?
Man, I know I'm excited. Bailey's over the moon at this point. I don't think he can handle it.
This is huge because going back to what we're creating with the workshops and behind the scenes, we all know this. We have a Rolodex of relationships. We're going to be talking about relationship capital tonight. You guys are going to get some strategic plays from me that I think are going to be easy and efficient, some big vision stuff. But Sales Matters, you got to get to. Let me tell you, the last 2 Sales Matters, I have the data on the people that have been implementing the strategies that we presented there, the VIP offers, those that are getting their pre-qualification game down. The data is in. Those people are not having any worries during this economic downturn. So I implore you guys to get to Sales Matters. We are coming down to about a little under 20 seats left. And full disclosure behind the scenes, I'm working a little thing in Austin, Texas with some relationships down there. So we might fill those up with some locals down there, which would be really, really cool. So Sales Matters coming up on that. Let's do something. Normally Shawn and Lacey wait, man. I want to train you people to be on here. We want to give away $800. I would love to be the dude that gives away $800 tonight. Let's draw the first name right now, brother.
Let's go.
You gotta be trained to be on here first.
What happens when you show up on time? Good things can happen.
And shout out to I want to give a shout out to Janice Hughes. If you guys don't know Janice Hughes, many of you do. Phenomenal entrepreneur, coach. She bought the Become the Authority challenge for her son today. And that's someone I would love to get back into a relationship with and working with, collaborating with. So give some love to Janice Hughes, and more importantly, to her son, who's going to be joining us on the Become Authority. Janice is awesome, Heath. All right. First name. And I'm going to be less pressure on you, dude, because I know what it's like to sit in that chair. And Shawn and Lacey think, God, you got to have all things going. I'm going to let you announce this name, bud, and run your own time.
Get the timer up here.
Yeah.
We'll get ready here. All right. Let me find my other magic.
And remember what Shawn said. Okay, hold on before. Comment. Say say hello so we know that you're here. We're going right in with first name here. We got eight names to draw tonight, brother, if possible.
We got to get going early. We're running out of time. All right. First name up.
First name
is Lena Waymer. Let's see if we can get this as I push the wrong button as
You're already telling her she lost.
She already lost. Already lost. There we go.
Lena Raymer? Or
Lena
Wimmer. Lena Wimmer. You got some time on the clock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Laura, I don't see anybody.
You got 10.
Yet.
9.
Extra time, too.
8.
Nobody was ready for this, Twisty.
No one was ready. You gotta be ready. Twisty, take over. Anything can happen. This could be my only chance to ever be on a BDC Live again. All right. Let's do one more. Okay. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna dive into some stuff. Give you guys some awesome plays. I see some of my favorite people out there. Say hello if you haven't said hello yet. I'm going to get you guys some talking here in a minute.
All right, let me reset.
All right, second name.
Reset my timer.
Come on, $800.
Reset my timer. Be a little more prepared this time.
You're good. I ain't stressing you, brother.
All right.
The president of Sherman College. Now, if you're going to win this money, who is this?
Anna Bender.
Anna, I went on a bender this weekend.
I've done it once or twice. I've been there.
So Anna Bender, if you could say yes, we got Jack Borla on here, president of Sherman Chiropractic College. I know where you can put some of that money back into Sherman Chiropractic College. We got about 10 seconds. Come on, Anna. Anna, let's go on a bender.
Got to be on time. All right, or you don't get that bonus.
We got 6 more names. I got my boys over at next door playing some video games. You know, we're heading to Sales Matters, and I'm excited to be bringing Kat out. Actually, Kat just started on Valentine's Day. We didn't get to really hang out because she started her suntan or sun spray business. I don't know what to call it, but it's a spray tan business. And she worked with the brow girl of Carmel, Indiana. It's Lacey's brow girl. This is like everyone goes to her, the most expensive, and she built a relationship with her by being a client. That's one of the things you guys can be doing to build relationships is being a great client and consumer yourself. Well, as being a client, she got to do all the girls that worked there. They all did before and after photos. It was awesome. So we're talking about relationships today. And before we go into a quick story, man, dude, you guys have been around with us. You know, there's been some big relationship wins and there's been some you-know-whats out there sometimes. And the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to relationships and building relationships to grow your business is you got to keep trying. You got to put yourself out there. Just like back in the day, Patty, it's been 8.5 years since you were doing the dating game. You didn't have the Tinder and the Hinge and stuff like that.
No, baby.
But I had one of my worst Tinder dates, man. This is after one of my breakups. I went back home to nurture my wounds, and I got on the apps and I started doing the dates. And man, it can be bad. I went out with one girl. I drove up to Utica, which was about 45 minutes away from Syracuse, New York, and we went on a date. Spent about $400-$500 on filet mignon steaks, all the works, all the drinks. She was a journalist for the paper up there. She got a little wacky Jackie. At the end of the night, she blew up at the bartender who didn't want to show us around the historic hotel that was there because it was 2 minutes to his closing time. Got us kicked out of that bar. As I told her she should calm down, she threw $300 worth of steak at me and told me I'd never make it in her town and never come back here. But I didn't give up. Man. I kept on those dating apps and eventually found Kat. And I'm a couple months from getting married. And so my first thing I want to tell everyone is you got to keep trying. You got to keep trying and you got to keep testing. You can't give up. For those that are out there being a lone wolf right now, I feel for you. I'm a lone wolf by default. And Shawn has shared, we're into relationship capital, and sometimes he's not the best at relationships, but you got to practice, you got to test, and you got to keep trying. We say here in BDC, support is conditional. And I think you see that a lot, especially with our VIP and private clients, how much we adore and spread love on them because the reciprocation is there. The collaboration is there. We have standards, so that's the one of the things I'll tell you guys. So take some notes tonight. If you ever are on a live with me, you know I love to give a lot. I'm going to go fast, but I do believe you got to have your own standards. We have our standards here, Pat. We don't work with dicks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't we say support is conditional, but you got to have. One of my favorite movies growing up. You love Bronx Tale, right? Bronx Tale's a great movie, man. Bronx Tale, they have a scene in there where Chaz Palminteri is showing the kid around about the door check. Uh, put in the comments too. I'm not watching the comments here. Tell me if you've ever had. What's your worst date? Put your worst date in the comments here, man. They have a scene in there about the door check, and I think you guys all need to have. This is where you would open the door for the car. This is back in the 60s, so gentlemen used to be real gentlemen. Open the car, your date gets in, and you see if she's going to unlock the door for you. And that was the test to see she's one. She's a good one. I think you all got to have a door check for your relationship. So you got to keep trying. You got to keep testing. You got to put yourself out there. But you got to have some standards, and you got to have a door check and a vet check. You're going to see something here in BDC. I'm peeling back the curtain. We did our end of year BDC roadmap for this year, which launched out our BDC certified coaching, which is got almost 20 people that are going to be joining us in April. If you want to be on that wait list, hit me up for the next round. We went and said, okay, this year we're going to really invest in partnerships and relationships, but we're going to be really putting them through the vet check, making sure that, they're going to be solid on their word. The reality is relationships can evolve. You think that you're in a great relationship in real life and in love relationships in 2 years, you could be like, what was I thinking? Right? Same thing can happen in business relationships. And I just want you guys to know it's okay. Keep trying. Don't give up. The other thing is you should be doing is asking your mentors, asking your advisors. This is why it's really crucial to have great business coaching. Just signed up, Shawn, for 2 new business coaching, Shawn and Lacey, for 2 new business coaches today. Really excited for them. They're stoked. And they were asking me about a relationship potential that we have a connection with. And I said, well, I really want you to sit down and talk to Shawn and Lacey about how to plan that out and make sure that you guys win in that relationship. And then, of course, if you're not, how to move on fast. And a lot of things, man, is when they're, working in with relationships in your community that can get really frustrating. And I want to emphasize with you guys is a lot of them aren't in BDC. And so you guys are so far advanced when it comes to power plays and strategic plays and all these cool things that you can be doing. And they're going, hold on, I don't even know how to get my Facebook account like into that. So it might not be a bunk relationship, or it might not be applicable now, but one of the things that you should be doing is helping them get ahead of the game. And I'll be biased and selfish here. That means put them into BDC. Reach out to me if you guys want to bring in people. We got a whole new referral program going on that we're going to be launching at sales. We can start that early with you guys. You can just hit me up, DM me, email me. But yeah, you gotta be able to test and try. You got to be able to have standards that you're going to put out there and hold those standards for when you're going to start those relationships. But you also got to understand where they're coming from and what they don't know, right? Let's do something. Let's draw 2. We got 6 more possible people tonight. We got to get through a lot. We're going to draw. We got about 92 people on. Let's share this around. Give us some love. Let's draw one more name, hopefully. And if we have to do, we'll do another name.
I'm down with that.
Erica Boston's. Erica's got to win, man. She's always Erica. Thank you for always being on. Billy's here. Hi, Billy. I miss you, buddy. I love you, dude. That's a mentor and coach you guys should be talking to. If you guys have never gotten on a call with Billy Chow, get yourselves a complimentary session with Billy. It's worth it.
All right.
All right. Let's see what we got.
All righty. What we got here? Bam. Let's get this up.
Congratulations, Dr. John. We can call you Dr. John. Congratulations.
Okay. All right. We've got Terry Watts.
Terry Watt. I like Terry. Terry's from Florida, man. Terry does some PI stuff down there in Florida. He's friends with Jason Cherry, I believe, and that is, he's guilty by association with Jill Cherry, who's killing it with websites. Wait, did someone say add 200 into there? Hold on. I saw someone say they wanted to add 200 in there.
Add that 200 to the 8.
We got no Terry Watts. Who added $200 in there? I'll do it.
Joe P. Shit.
Joe? What?
Is that what he's saying? We'll make sure. We'll have him confirm.
Give us a little confirmation. We possibly have $800 to give away, or maybe $1,000 tonight. What is up?
Could be the 1K giveaway.
The 1K give. Let's give one more name out there because we're almost at 100 people.
Oh, man.
All right.
Me workhorse.
$1,000 potentially. $1,000 potentially in this one name. Pat,
Man.
Come on, do it, brother.
Man. All right.
We're gonna give away 1,000.
Got my clock up. Ready? All right. Taylor Pascal.
My man Taylor. We met Taylor through Kyra Sushi, and then met his dad Dave, who was a long-term coaching client and gone to some masterminds with us. Dave was lucky enough to have my father as a patient. Now Taylor is lucky to win about $1,000. 5, 4, 3. All right. Well, don't worry about that, guys, because I'm gonna give you guys a couple $1,000 in plays right now. So
we're trying.
We talked about before. You gotta keep testing and trying. Don't give up on building those relationships. You gotta have standards, and you gotta know where they're at. So the first thing I'm going to tell you what I'm having some of my clients do right now. I think it's a great time of year. We got another month or two that we can start doing this, but I'm literally having my clients make a list of all their, and this doesn't matter if you're in the healthcare space, but just let's use healthcare providers. Healthcare providers, and a lot of us are in the chiropractic space. So I'm having my chiropractors put a list down of OBGYNs, pediatricians, massage, Rolfers, podiatrists. Make a list who you have relationships with. Make a list of who you have targets. I would put up to 3 if you can, and Google search those. And literally, you're going to do the big pharma play. We can knock them all we want back here in Cairo land, but I'll tell you what, they know how to do business. And so real simple place for you guys is, first of all, make a list. You got to have a list of targets that you want to have relationships with. How are you going to keep track of this? I'm an old school dude. I like spreadsheets. So a lot of my people are using their spreadsheets and putting their targets on the list. And then it's just step by micro step. Make that phone call, have your CA. I've been on calls with my people's CAs and stuff, training them on just real basic, simple, clean, old school call outs. Hey, we want to call up and set up a lunch and see how we can collaborate. Hey, we share mutual people, mutual patients. This has been dramatic because a lot of my people haven't been doing this for years, and now they're getting these calls going. They're getting their lunches going. A couple of people already have had their lunches, and I've had people now getting referrals and building off plays that we're going to talk about here in a couple seconds. But this would be huge for you guys. I want to put on your homework for the week. Get your list together, who your targets are, and start going out there and making some noise. It's going to be a numbers game. You're going to get some people that you get on the phone that are just dumbass bobo heads. Sorry, I can't help it, guys. You're gonna get some bobo heads. You're gonna get some people that just don't care. But you're also gonna get some winning relationships just by cold outreach and just by making the intent and the attempt to get things going. So I challenge you guys to start this year off right. Make a list of the targets that you have collaborative possibilities with. And start doing some outreach with them. Now, once you have started establishing some business and colleague relationships, one easy breezy simple play that I want you guys to start doing. I teach this with my clients in the client relationship, meaning I have them do this with their clients as well. But you can do this with your partners. Real easy. Introduce them on your social networks. on your Facebooks, on your Instagrams, on your TikToks. If you guys are still using MySpace, I don't know where you are right now, but introduce them in your email list. I love, you guys see me if you're on my email list. I love introing people and opening up the awareness level for my community with my relationships. And this is something that is reciprocal. So ask your people if you would let me be introduced to your network. So same thing. This is a real easy breezy strategy. Doesn't take a lot of bandwidth, doesn't cost any money. And all you're doing is introducing those people to your network. Simple, easy play to win together. Who else we got? I got to take a breath here because I'm so excited. We're going to weigh $1,000 possibly.
Only 800.
Only 800.
We had a misunderstanding of how the game works.
Oh, okay.
We're at 800.
We're at 800, folks. Oh, we're happy with that. That's cool. Here's a guy I love that just said hi over here. Brian Galkey, guys. If you guys haven't got experience, Brian Galkey, Brian, put your link in the comments. This dude does some amazing analytics and communication training in the space of sales. And I believe that if you guys took his training, you guys would 4X to 6X some of your conversions out there. I guarantee that. Brian is awesome. Twisty hits 100 the fastest in a while. Yeah, we're building back up there. All right, so we're gonna go into another play. So I hope you guys are taking notes. You're building these relationships, you're nurturing these relationships, and you want to do another play. Well, some of you guys struggle with putting content out there. One easy content play that you guys can do, and again, this is both sides, so you and your relationship, social media takeover. I'm looking forward to this year to developing some relationships. Brian Galkey would be a great guy for us to do a social media takeover day with, meaning we would give Brian access to some of our assets, our Instagrams, our Facebook pages, our community page, maybe our email list, and just give him access a day to just go do what you do and deliver value, deliver great content, pimp yourself out to our community, have some fun. And maybe we'll ask the same. If Brian's up for that, I think we got to get that locked in. But I love when I see businesses working together. Now, this Super Bowl, Pat, we had, did you guys see the commercial about that? Was it the Coors Light? No, this is the Miller's Light commercial.
It was Blue Moon.
It was Blue Moon then.
They had Coors Light and Miller Light doing the.
That's an example. I mean, that's an example of collaboration. That was just amazing. We'll talk about that with co-branded ads, but social media takeover. I think you guys got to be putting these on your books, looking for relationships that have really great followers that you can come in and say, hey, we'd love to offer you a social media takeover with our account. We'd love to do the same. How many out there are loving?
Joseph is back. He wants to make it a rack.
So what are we do? Are we doing 1,000?
He said if we want to bump it up.
All right. Well, it's 1,000. It's 1,000 then. So social media takeovers, that should be in your playbook. And have some rules, obviously, but have some fun with that. On that note, one of my favorite plays that I love doing with relationships to win is sharing lists. And the cool thing, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but you can share email lists without having to actually give access to your email list per se. One, you can just borrow your list or let someone borrow your list by leasing it out and renting it out for emails. You can offer to just comp that. You can have monetization on that, obviously. And you can do the same. But one of the things we love doing is taking audience lists from our partnerships and relationships and putting them into custom audiences on social media, pay-per-click advertising. So you can do this with Facebook. You can do this with Google Ads. I used to work with my dental chiro relationships is saying, hey, let's share our list together, but we're not going to actually do any emails. I just need the CSV file to use for custom audiences. In fact, you can just send that over via Facebook. So that's a really great play that you guys can be using with your relationships to win together. Okay, so we are halfway through my list. Let's draw one more name because we got, how many we got through? 4?
We got 4 more to do.
Okay, let's do one more.
All right. Get this going. Get my little clock on here before I even spin. All right.
Yeah, Scott Sweeney's doing some big stuff, and one of the things I'm going to talk about is podcasting here. I'm going to reference Scott, but He's killing it with podcasts and building relationships with podcasts. All right. We got
ready. Get my clock ready. All right. We got Sharon Weichman.
Sharon Weichman. All right, Sharon. Is it officially $1,000?
He said it's officially a rack.
A rack, man.
One rack.
Dude, just for being on here and listening to me ramble for half an hour, you could potentially win $1,000. Well, I think that's a win.
We're on here and we don't get a chance to win anything. So, I mean, that's a great option. Oh, this pains me.
Who wants one of these shirts? Comment if you want. I got to bring this shirt back, but this is a classic Mirror shirt. All right. No.
We tried.
All right. Let's do one more.
One more?
One more.
For the people?
For $1,000. I hope share this around and let people know we're giving away $1,000. Thanks to who was that gave the 200?
Joe.
Now who is he related to Don?
I assume he is.
We're gonna assume that's not a common name.
That is not a common name. Is he part of the?
I'm gonna get Skip one of these shirts.
Could be. That's a good golf bloodline right there. If he is,
you're definitely getting a shirt, Joe, for giving us $200 to give away extra today. All right, who we got?
Kids, ready? Mark Cook.
Mark Cook, cook him up, man. Cook me up $1,000. Let's go.
Mark cooking in the kitchen.
Don's younger brother. Who's got the better golf game?
Well, that's the real question. Who does have the better golf game? My money's on Don. Don took all my money down in marketing. Shout out to Don for setting that up, by the way.
Yeah. Aww.
0 for 6 tonight.
All right. Potentially 2 more names. Let's keep going. Keep your notebooks out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about relationships. Scott Sweeney was on here. Scott, man, is killing it with podcasts. And we were working together on building his podcast up in the Austin area. And he has just, at first he was like, dude, I can't, I'm not going to do this. And he's like, well, I'm doing it now. And what the amazing thing, whether it's, and if you guys have ever been on a coaching call with me, you know I always say this. Content is just content. How we want to label it is how we want to label it. Well, we're just labeling this content a podcast. Podcast? We're talking about podcast. Podcasting for relationships, webinars for relationships, virtual summits for relationships, inviting people in to be part of your content and content distribution. Here's the thing. We're going to leverage their audiences. We're going to leverage especially in a podcast setting. Here's what's great about the podcast. It's the post podcast. That's where the magic happens. That's where I just featured and talked about you for 20 minutes. Their endorphins, their dopamine's going. They got to talk about themselves, share about their business. It makes it really, really super easy for you. Hey, great podcast. You sparked me for an idea. We should collaborate. We should work together. The opportunities just are permittable when you're doing podcasts and bringing people in for relationships for that. So it's a great way, especially if you're doing that outreach stuff that I talked about in the beginning. You want an easy breezy thing to invite people to? Why don't you join me for my podcast? So podcasting is really great. I love virtual summits. I love putting together 4 or 5, 6, maybe 8 really sharp-minded people in your community that are, and this goes back to the door check, to the standard check. Do they have a list? Are they going to promote it? Are they going to put some ad spend into it? That's a really smart play that you guys can collaborate together on podcasts, webinars, virtual summits, and then, of course, old school people events, man. Getting butts in seats. Had one of my clients last year, chiropractor who was going to work with, I had her go out and work with vaginal laser doctors. At first, she's like, what the hell are you having me do? And I'm like, well, your target market is women, and their target market is women, and you guys are going to have a little rendezvous up, and you're going to talk about female health and sex. And they had one of their biggest butts and seats moments. I've always shared with you guys that sex sells. You guys should be talking about sex more. And it's easier to talk about sex with other people. It's easier to have sex with other people usually. So webinars, events, podcasts for relationships. On that note, I talked about them putting money into ads. The next play, and I don't see a lot of people doing this. I'll tell you, we did this with Dave Meltzer Shawn Dill's best friend, Dave Meltzer's best friend is Shawn Dill. Those best friends came together and we did co-branded ads for a time in a journey on some campaigns. This is where you guys can take your ad spend. You take your ad spend. I got my boys sitting out there playing video games. It's just like play dates. I'm going to come over to your house. You're going to come over to my house. Mom's going to make some lunches for us, but you're going to put your ad spend together and you're going to do co-branded ads. If you're my chiropractors out there, think about this. It's shoveling time, snowplow time. What if you did a co-branded ad with a shoveling service or a plow service? In the springtime, working with home lawn service. Well, one of the benefits is it dramatically reduces your ad spend. Two, if you guys share a lot of the same target market, you can share the leads together. Three, it makes for way better content on ads when you're doing stuff together. Way more fun, lots more creative ideas that you can do. So co-branded ads is a play that I think is super winnable for you guys out there. Last play that I'm going to give you guys is, I call it the pedestal play. And this is a little bit old school. It requires that relationship to totally see the vision for what you're doing. But, you know, we often give referrals and say, hey, go see my guy or my girl over here. And then we hear from our people. No, I haven't heard from them that. I've so many from you guys out there. I've sent this person your way, Twisty, and I've never heard from them. What's the best way to hand off a referral? And what's the best way you want a referral? Bring them in. I grew up in my house. My house was my practice, and I grew up walking out in my PJs and seeing literally patients just sitting there, bringing their family members in, bringing their friends in. This is old school, but it still works. And I say put them on a pedestal. And what that means is set a day in your business where you're going to feature them, almost like a pop-up. Have ready-made clients or patients waiting for them. Start selling, teasing, promoting it, booking it. Tell them, set a goal. Let's get 10 or 12 people. I'm going to have you come in my office. It's a safe space for my people. It makes you look real badass. And we're going to hand off people. I did this with clients with chiropractors who did this with nutritionalists. We've had people who've done this with even I used to do this with my plastic surgeon. We literally would have the plastic surgeon drive from Beverly Hills on a Saturday once a month, and we'd have 10 people waiting for them. So it's a great way to collaborate. And then we would ask to do the same. We want that reciprocation. We want to be featured over at your office. We want to be put on a pedestal. We want you promoting. We want you pre-booking and pre-selling. That's the best thing ever. But it can only work in relationships that are being nurtured and that are collaborative and working together. And again, it's going to be fewer than far between, but it's worth it. You know, Pat, we're sports fans. What's a great hitting average in baseball?
If you can get 300, I mean
300, 3 out of 10.
You got a job.
What about hitting 3-pointers in the NBA? 40% is kind of the standard now, right? For like, if you hit 40% from 3, you're killing it. 4 out of 10. Look at what happens in the other worlds and other industries. So if you get 1 or 2, just wackadoodles, bobo heads, keep going. We're going to keep going with another name. We got 2 more names. I'm going to have Ozzy and Ollie come in for a sec. I want them to say the names. Let's do it. Let's have some fun here. Hey, guys. I'm going to have you come in and share names and draw. Come here. Let's say hi to... Come over here. Let's introduce you guys to them. People that are coming to Sales Matters are going to get to meet these 2. You can step. Are they in the window?
Hop up there. They're in the window right now.
You get up here, brother. This is Ollie. Say hi.
Hi.
This is Ozzy. Say hi.
Hi.
I just pulled the last 2 if we need them.
All right. Well, let's give one to... Who wants to say the name? Ollie wants to say the name.
There you go. There's one.
All right. Now, if you butcher this name, we got to fire you.
Hold on.
Mary Brewer.
Mary Brewer. She gets extra time.
She gets a little extra time for
a little extra
We're
chat.
giving away $1,000. What would you guys do with $1,000? Roblox?
Man, that's a pretty good deal on a rack.
We're
That's
gonna
a
have
good
the
deal.
founder of StockX. You guys know what StockX is? So we got Mary Brewer. How much time we got on that?
She got 5. She got an extra second, so she got about 4 seconds left. The music stops.
All right.
Man.
One more name for $1,000.
We're down to the last one. I've already got it ready.
Ollie's.
Twisty may want
This is my buddy. You guys don't know this, but I went drinking with him and went to well, Ozzy's gonna say it. We're gonna try to see if Ozzy can say this. You gonna say it? That's pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
That's pretty good. The president of Scotland Chiropractic College, and one of my best ever drinking nights ever. When I went to WrestleMania with this guy in Dallas last year at Sales Workshop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You were with your mom, yeah, but you were back here. Yeah. Anchor, come on, man.
Oh,
this $1,000 can go really, really far.
I thought we were going to give money away.
All right. Well, I want to thank
tried.
you guys for joining and jamming. I hope you guys got some good notes. Share this around with your peeps. Meet Ozzy and Ollie at Sales Workshop. Sign up for Become the Authority. Ask me if you need any help with anything. Let's keep growing. Let's keep growing. Let's keep growing. Peace out, guys.
Let's go, kids. Thanks for hopping on tonight, y'all.